Hello and welcome, you join me ADG123 once again for a Simfx Championship replay. This time it's round 7 and we are at Suzuka in the Group 3 cars for a 1 hour race. So, we join B Cooney as we get underway straight away, but I'll quickly get to the qualifying order. So, Reislinger, Phil's teammate, we had a few teammates from Phil but putting it in pole. Phil in second, Danny D, another new guy in third, Paul in fourth, Skid Guru in fifth, Specky Jock in sixth, ADG me in seventh, Mulson 8th, Ginger Tim is 9th, B Cooney is 10th, Passenger 11th, Mr. Dino put it in 12th, Phoenix in 13th, and Steve Stones in 14th, F1 Smurfy in 15th. So I don't know if you noticed up front, I think you could probably just about see it. I didn't have a chance to have a look myself, but Mulson went a little bit wide into T1 and dropped back a little bit, but manages to make a good recovery over the rest of the race. So away we go on first lap, and we'll just skip through everyone briefly. So like I've just said, people in the same positions at the start of the racing. We'll just make a quick note to start with that I'll probably use cinematic quite a bit because it's, as you can see already, it's pretty jerky. I think Stones or Steve Stones mentioned that it was encountering quite a lot of lag, and watching the replay back on certain cars you can certainly see there was a bit of jerkiness and a bit of lag going on. So watch Specky Jock nearly side by side with Skid Guru. We'll skip to Tim because something interesting happens here with Tim. He ends up making a bit of a mistake into this corner, I believe, but then he just seems to park it on the apex, so everyone ends up running into him. So not the most intelligent move there from Tim. Sorry for saying so, Tim, but I'm sure you'll agree with hindsight. I know these things happen in a split second, and the decision you make is what you kind of stick with because you haven't got a chance to go back and change it. So yeah, not the best moment from Ginger Tim there, parking it on the apex. He should have just carried on and stuck right to the left hand side in my opinion, but there you go. Caused a bit of an incident and a bit of damage, I believe, for Phoenix and someone else out of that, I forget now. So watching B Cooney just having a moment going across the grass. Passenger up into 8th now. I'm in 7th, chasing, just looking at my notes briefly, chasing for 6th place. We'll check out where Mulson is. So Mulson already, like I say, dropped back into 15th place on the first lap. Into T1, they made a mistake, and then already back up into 11th place on lap 2. So making good progress back through the field already is Mulson. Just to be fair to him after his mistake on lap 1. Briefly stick with myself and watch me and Skid Guru for a few laps, or a lap or two. Not particularly the most exciting race for action, this one, so going to find myself filling time, so you'll have to bear with me through this one, I'm afraid, if you're going to watch the whole thing. It's not the most exciting, I've already watched it once. So we've got me and Skid Guru following Specky Jock, trying to close up on the guys in front. Bit of an incident happened on lap 4 as well, which I'll try talk my way through properly, so I'll have to try and remember that. Through the order again. Not a lot happens at the front in this race, but I'll be honest, so do apologise early on, might not give you the most amount of coverage, but we'll certainly get to you at certain points in the race and watch bits and bats. But yeah, not a lot seemed to happen at the front really. The positions just seem to stay the same for quite a long time. So we'll go to Specky Jog now, just preempting something that happens in a little while. In fact, no, we'll watch Skid Guru go off wide and me go up into 6th place just behind them. So Skid Guru just feeling a bit of pressure from me, I think, and ended up going wide into the corner. I could be wrong, give myself a bit of credit there. We're watching Specky Jock now, so he's chasing Paul down. Way too far behind to be seen, me and Skid Guru. So Specky Jock having a good race so far, only 4 laps in but in 5th place. Doing well since he's come into this championship. Same as Danny and same as any of Phil's teammates that he seems to bring in, they all seem to do really well. Paul K seems to be missing this week, but don't be fooled, he's just changed his gamer tag, so it's Simfx PKG now, Paul K Gaming. So he's still there and he's in 4th place. Been a really good season so far, and with not too many races left now. There's only 3 left after this one last night, so it's for everyone to do the best in the last 3 races and see where they can come in the end of the championship. Tricky corner, trying to get this apex right and don't get on the throttle too early to push yourself out too wide. So a bit of an incident coming up now from Specky Jock, and we'll try catch it right so I can explain what happened. At the time I thought Specky Jock was doing something wrong and he'd got a penalty and he was trying to get rid of it, but it turns out it was something else. So Specky gets it wrong on the brakes here, tries to avoid Paul, actually ends up cutting so much that he gets a reset to track. I end up side by side with him as he gets going again, and then Skid Guru had nowhere to go behind me as I spun trying to get around Specky Jock at the last second, and Skid Guru ended up hitting me, giving me contact, and accidentally, obviously, I'm not blaming Skid Guru, but then pitted straight away to avoid running a full lap with damage. So wise move from Skid Guru, saying that I didn't manage to get into the pit straight away, so carried the damage for a full lap or 2 even, before I decided I was losing too much time and came in. As you see me up front there going wide as well, so dropping from 6th place, 7th place down into 8th, and then going wide again, feeling the pressure from Mr. Dino, so then dropping down into 9th now. So good moment for me, B. Cooney and Mr. Dino there. They've both just made up a place because of my mistakes and puts them a little bit higher up the board. So we're on lap 5. We'll flip through and see what else is going on. Mulson, Mr. Dino and B. Cooney all pretty close together now, so that becomes a bit of a talking point for a while. I'm still there in the background, but I didn't have the best race in this race, even though I practiced absolutely loads for this race, which is the frustration. I practiced probably more for this race than any other, and I feel like it went worse than any other. Just purely, I think I was pushing too hard because I practiced so much and I had so much confidence in a way, but with hindsight I think that's probably what happens. But yeah, I just made too many mistakes for this race, so not a good race for me. But anyway, enough about me. So got Mulson just chasing Mr. Dino and B. Cooney all together. Briefly mention the top 6 whilst we watch this. Still haven't changed positions really, so Reislinger is it in first. Where's my sheet? Yeah, in first. Phil in second. Danny D is still in third. Paul K is in fourth. Skid Guru is now. Let me just check. No, Specky Jock is now in fifth, and Basinger is in sixth. So Basinger doing really well to get up into sixth, seeing as though he started in 11th, and Specky Jock doing well. Just keeping up there. He managed to gain a place so far. So B. Cooney doing a good job of leading the Mercedes round the track now for a few laps, and handling the pressure quite nicely, not making silly mistakes or anything because he's got a few cars behind him. Or getting it tucked into Tegna 2 for a good exit, and then into the left hand hairpin. So just because this race isn't full of action everywhere, we'll just stick with this because it's quite frankly a bit of action to watch. I have already skipped through, so I don't feel like I'm missing lots of other action elsewhere. I know this is pretty much the bulk of it. At this point in the race, that is. So still in the same position they were in last lap. Going through the last chicane onto the start-finish straight. Big Cooney still in 7th, Mr. Dino in 8th, and Mulson getting closer now to Mr. Dino, but still behind in 9th. Mr. Dino, new guy as well, who didn't start right from the beginning of the season, but he's had a few races now and seems to be picking it up nicely and doing well. Tyre wear is looking pretty good on his car as well, just looking down at the bottom left. B. Cooney's tyre wear pretty similar as well, and same with Mulson, they're all very similar in the same car, I suppose it's to be expected. Not the same car, no, there's the SLS and the AMG. Mulson's pointed it out to me, but I can't tell the difference between them, so I just stopped mentioning it now. Just call them the Mercs instead. So Mulson dropped back a little bit off the back of Dino now, and Dino looks to be reeling in B. Cooney a little bit. There's not much in this, when I mention that kind of stuff, it's not a big gap that anyone's pulled or anything, they're all still really close together. And now it looks like Dino's dropped back a little bit to Mulson. Mulson through 130R, going for it. And late on the brakes, trying to get on the back of Dino again for the start-finish straight through the last chicane now. Keeping it nice and tidy, Mr. Dino. Mulson nowhere to go at the moment. definitely looking like he's going to get the place eventually. Mulson, is this the time? Excuse me. So B Kuhn, as you can see, he's pulled a little bit more of a gap now. He can relax a little bit, not having to worry about defending to Mr. Dino. Mulson's the one to watch now. Can he catch Dino in this little free car battle? So again, the cars are skipping around a bit jerky, so a bit of lag going on, but didn't feel it personally in the race, but it looks that way in the replay. Lap 8 now, we're just over a quarter of the way through the race. A lot of people were trying to do a one-stop strategy in this race. If you didn't get damage, it was probably quite possible. I ended up with damage, so that went out the window straight away. So we've got Mulson now chasing, trying to get the slipstream and stick with Mr. Dino as he's putting in the decent laps in front of him. Mulson, oh, we've caught a bad camera angle there, but Dino going wide out of 130R, catching the curb, and Mulson just able to take his line naturally and get up into 8th. So a good move, and finally position change between these guys. Good close racing, good to see, clean racing as well. So we'll catch up with some of the other guys, see what Skid Guru's up to, and then we'll go further back. Don't really feel like I've touched on the guys at the back yet. I'm in 11th now, ADG 123, Phoenix in 12th, F1 Smurfy in 13th, and Ginger Tim in 14th now. Oh, join Ginger Tim as he has a spin as well. Just as, who's that? Looks like Danny's just gone past him, so being lapped by Danny now. F1 Smurfy on the grass as we join him as well, so not great moments going on at the back as we join the guys. Phoenix found himself with damage on the first lap, I think, so just trying to get himself back into the race. Gone on the medium tyres, I believe. I went onto the medium tyres as well to try and make something out of the race. I think it probably didn't actually help in the end, but wasn't to know that. I thought it was a decent strategy at the time, so bad call maybe, but that's only with hindsight. So we've got Skid Guru now catching Mr. Dino. I don't know what's happened to Dino, but he's dropped back. And Skid Guru's looking for an opportunity. He's getting closer and closer as we head into 130R. Can he get it done on the brakes? So Mr. Dino's gone wide again on the outside. 2 laps in a row there and giving 2 positions away. 2 consecutive laps. So this time round it's Skid Guru making up a place and Mr. Dino dropping back again. So we'll skip up to the guys up front. We haven't really checked in on them for a while. We've got Paul now in 4th place, which he has been most of the race. Danny in 3rd, Phil in 2nd, and Reislinger, I'm calling him, in 1st. Still, Phil and Reislinger having a good race, very close the whole race, but no position changes really going on. They're just chasing each other quite nicely through the corners and sticking together. Danny D doing a good job in 3rd. Phoenix, I believe, gave him a different livery this week. Good of him to do. Changed up the colour scheme for a different livery. An individual livery is the word I'm looking for Danny there. So Paul's now chasing Danny, but Ginger Tim's in between as a back marker in 14th. So Paul's now making his way past Ginger Tim. Ginger Tim pulling over to the right hand side to give Paul the natural line into the corner, which is the fair thing to do. Good job, Ginger Tim. Simfx Simfx PKG Paul K in 4th now. Not that he's changed position, so I don't know why I said that, but getting past Tim. Specky Jock, next person to catch up to Tim, no doubt. And then Mulson now in 6th place. So to considering that Mulson had a moment on the first lap into the first corner and dropped pretty much to the back, then he's done a really good job to put it in 11 laps back into 6th place. Good job this week, Mulson there. Credit where credit's due. So we're going to skip down to B. Cooney for the next lap. See what he gets up to. Just give him a bit of coverage. Oh, bad time to catch him. I did the exact same cut at one point, got it wrong on the brakes and ended up cutting across the exact same part of grass through that same corner. So I know how easily it's done. I've done it myself into that corner. But B. Cooney dropping a bit of time from that. No place is lost, but a bit of time. Basinger's pitted now as well, just looking at my notes, so he's dropped into 9th place after a pit stop. Most people, like I say, are trying to do a one-stop race, so when we get to about half an hour, there's a lot of people that pit, roughly around the half an hour mark. We're 22 minutes, nearly 23 minutes in at the moment. So we've got Mr. Dino going wide. Oh, lucky that Basinger didn't collect him there, but Basinger now up into 8th place, so already making positions after his pit stop. B. Cooney now in 10th place. I'm in 11th, Phoenix in 12th, Smurfy in 13th, and Ginger Tim in 14th. Steve Stearns, I believe, quit quite early on because it just had that much lag going on. There wasn't enjoyable or predictable enough for him to be able to race. That's the way I suppose I can phrase it. So he ended up quitting early on, and then, like I've said already, that you can see the kind of lag on the replay between the cars, and especially in the other view. In this kind of view, you can see it. It's so jerky. You can almost hear it on the tyres at some certain corners as well. So where are we? Lap 12. Stick with Ginger Tim as people are coming past him. Actually, probably missed it now. Paul's come past him, but quite an interesting perspective. Sorry to use you in this way, Tim, if you watch these replays, but yeah, to watch people coming past the back marker in a way, and seeing how Tim handles it as well. And then obviously seeing if Tim can keep up with whoever's gone past him at the time. So I don't mean to rub it in, Tim, but with you being right at the back, but at the same time it gives an interesting perspective on people coming through the back markers if we give you a watch in that regard. So we'll just keep on this little battle. It's quite close at the moment. So got Paul K in 4th place, leading away from Ginger Tim at the moment. That's what I mean about jerky, you see it then, Jesus Christ. So yeah, Paul K is chasing Danny with Ginger Tim behind him, actually in 14th place, but right behind him. Making the most of being around a few people and getting a bit of racing in his Tim. We've got Specky Jock coming around the hairpin in 5th place behind. Bit of a gap now to Paul as Specky. Like I say, I'm keeping it pretty quiet for the commentary through this race. There's not that many overtakes that I picked up on to commentate over or anything, so I don't just want to waffle on for the sake of it, so trying to keep it a bit more concise. Got Ginger Tim sticking with Paul now as well. It's not letting Paul go. Specky Jock as well. You can just see him coming through in the background, so he'll be looking to make up that time now. Look at Paul's tyres, they're really worn. Front tyres especially, not much fuel left, so he'll be looking to pit soon, if not on this lap. We are having another good race as Paul. We tried something new out in qualifying and it failed miserably, but just one of those things. Try things out, they don't always go to plan. So Ginger Tim's still there, but dropping off a little bit now from Paul. But it goes to show that if he hadn't have had a few moments at the beginning, Ginger Tim, then we certainly could have been further up the field, because he's not much slower than the guys that have gone past. So let's see if Paul pits here now. And if he does, it gives me a chance to skip a little bit. I still need to make up time in this race. I haven't made up any time at all yet, so Paul's in the pits. We'll just skip through. Comes back out. Oh, in fact, I'm going to go back one there. Don't normally do that. Sorry, I got it wrong. Comes back out with Mulson side by side into the first corner. So Mulson, good racer, give him room. Not forcing the issue too much when he had a chance to possibly get past, but he sticks in behind Paul. But lucky for Paul, just coming out just in front of Mulson there. It could have been another position that he'd have had to make up, but yeah, good pit stop from Paul, all in all. And again, good racing. Mulson doing well in 7th place. So the top 6 positions changed slightly now. So we've got Reislinger in first, Phil in second, which Reislinger's just pulled into the pits, as I've just said that, and so has Phil. We've got Danny in third, Specky Jock in fourth, and Skid Guru in fifth now, and Paul K in sixth, Mulson in seventh. We'll stick with this action since they're side by side. Paul trying to go down the inside of Skid Guru, gets it done as well. Clean move, Skid Guru gives room, and Skid Guru gets chance to slipstream down this straight instead. Paul keep it to middle of the track, left hand side, not giving much chance for Skid Guru to get down the inside. Takes the corner nicely, both of them do, and then it's just a battle on the brakes, but it's a hard corner to dive down the inside of, so Skid Guru just sticking behind, and Paul up into fifth now. Danny in the pits, can Paul come out, can Paul make the most of it and come out? No, so Danny in front actually comes out in front of Paul, and the positions resume. So Reislinger in first now, Phil in second after their pit stops. Had enough time to pit and not really affect the race. Third is Specky Jock, fourth is Danny, and Paul's now in fifth. So good stop for Danny, and good lap on his worn tyres to be able to still come out in front of Paul. Consistent racer obviously, Danny. Skid Guru in sixth, like I've said, Basinger in seventh, Pete Cooney now up into eighth. Got me and Mulson now, after Mulson's pitted into 10th place now. Just a little note to anyone who's interested in it but hasn't realised it started. BTCC started the weekend just gone, so check out the races. Always good as the BTCC. If you've never seen it, give it a watch. On a different matter, if you haven't subscribed already, give us a subscribe. If you want to keep watching these videos, it'll notify you when I put a new one up. And yeah, give us a like if you enjoy this. I'll appreciate it, thank you. So I'm sat here watching my own race as I say that. I seem incredibly self-centered. I'm trying not to come across that way. Not a lot going on. Let's actually give a bit of footage. Bit of time to Reislinger and Phil behind him, chasing each other still like they have been all race. Reislinger in first, Phil in second, in the positions all the way through. I don't think there's been a position change between them. I could be wrong saying that, but I don't think there has. So consistency to the max between them. Specky Jock, look at his tyres, needs to go into the pits this lap. He's nearly out of fuel, and he's not even near the end of the lap really, so let's keep an eye on this. I missed this when I skipped through earlier. Specky desperate to get to the pits without running out of fuel now. He's so low on fuel, he'll have maximum fuel saving going on, no doubt. Still getting into 6th gear though, so maybe not. Yeah, look at that flashing away, there's absolutely nothing left. Tyres are close to actually falling off, they're that bad. So Specky's left it till right at the last moment to pit, and it's probably hindered him a little bit through this lap. Oh, so there's the fuel giving up on him, sounded like. Yeah, he's running out of fuel. Can he get to the pit still without losing too much time? Bit of a mistake not pitting the lap before with hindsight, but he's managed to do it. He's got it into the pits, so he can refuel. Let's watch this and skip through it. See where Specky comes out. So he's not really around anyone as he comes out. Mulson's now up into 9th place. And Specky comes out in 8th. So I'm going to actually spend a lap or two watching Reislinger, because he starts coming through the field now of the people towards the back. So he's already gone past Ginger Tim, I think, but starts coming up to a few of another few people. So it's quite interesting watching from someone else's perspective, seeing them come through the field. And there's not a lot of action going on. I thought, why not? As I say that, there's no one to be seen, but there we can see in front there's a couple of people coming out of the pits, including myself, I think. I could be wrong with that, but yeah, so we'll see how Reislinger does against those guys. As you can see on the right hand side, I've probably missed his fastest lap, but a 1:57.005 we can see there, so that's a really quick lap. We got nowhere near that in practice or qualifying, so the fastest I managed in practice around this track, which was probably better than my qualifying, was a 1:59.3, I think. So yeah, miles off still, off of 1:57.005. But just talking for myself there, other people are quicker than me. So who's that just giving way there? Missed who it is, but someone just giving way again to Reislinger as he comes through. Looks like he's catching up to the back of Phoenix now as well, so watch him go past Phoenix. But yeah, it was surprising how the damage affected me included and a few of the guys at the back in this race. It affected us that much with being such a long lap to carry damage through, and especially if you didn't pit straight after you got the damage on that lap, then you lost a lot of time. So it's surprising to see Reislinger and Phil coming up to lap us with only 40 minutes of the race gone basically. So I know they're fast guys, but it was still surprising when Phoenix mentioned on in the chat that the leaders were coming up to lap him. So yeah, it seemed shocking really, but I guess that's how much of the time we lost with the contact and the damage at the beginning of the race. Not obviously all the time that we lost, obviously the quick guys as well, and they're putting in fast lap times and they're consistent, but I don't think we'd have been lapped quite as quickly if we hadn't got damage. That's the gist of what I'm trying to get to. So watch Reislinger catching again now on Phoenix. Compromise strategy. Me and Phoenix are both on the medium tyre at this point in the race, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Could just look, but that means skipping right down and missing some probably. Got to catch up with B. Cooney and Mulson soon as well on the next lap. So he's finally getting close to Phoenix now. He's not caught him that quickly, but getting towards his rear bumper now. Anyway, we'll skip towards Big Cooney and Mulson, like I said, and there's Reislinger finally getting past Phoenix. But we'll leave that where it is. And we've got Big Cooney and Mulson with Specky jockeying between. So I believe something happens here. Can't remember what actually happens, even though I've watched it. But we'll see what goes on. I've written it down for a reason. Degner 2, he's just trying to get the apex as clean as possible without taking too much curve to unsettle the car, and then run it wide to the exit, and then just getting the braking done. As soon as the rumble strip on the right hand side, or the red and white strip ends on the right hand side, you hit the brakes as hard as possible down 3 gears and get it turned into the hairpin for the left hander. And then this is all just flat out, try and hook this as inside apex, not really an apex, inside line over that curb. Turn it in here nice and early. Oh, Mulson, you've let me down. I was bloody commentating over your good lap there. Never mind. So Mulson having a bit of a moment. I don't know why I've written Cooney down, or Cooney's coming into the pits now. We've got Basinger in the pits as well, and a few of the other guys. Skid Guru as well. So we'll just skip the pits, I'm afraid, just to get a bit of time back. I'm going to actually, if I'm not careful, end up running over an hour here, so I'll have to be careful not to forget to skip more time. So Mulson's now up into 8th, B Cooney in 9th, just pitted. Basinger in 7th now. I'll quickly go through the whole order, and no point in just starting in the middle. So Reislinger is still in 1st with Phil behind, nowhere to be seen. Danny in 3rd. Simfx, Paul K in 4th, Specky Jock in 5th, Skid Guru in 6th, Basinger in 7th now, Mulson in 8th, B Cooney in 9th. So Mulson's actually got past B Cooney now as well, miss that. ADG, me in 10th, Phoenix in 11th, Smurfit in 12th, Mr. Dino in 13th now, bit of a shame since he was up there not so long back, and Ginger Tim 14th now. So let's go back to B Cooney and Mulson briefly. Like I say, it's been a struggle to put a replay together for this one and make it an hour long and actually do it. I could have made it about 10 minutes long and just a highlights thing, and maybe I should have done, but yeah, I struggled to talk my way through it as well because there's not a lot to say. So yeah, touching again on the last 3 races. Should be good, and there's still quite a few points to be gained through those last few races, so it's going to be interesting, like I've already said, to see what happens. I'm excited to see where I come in the table, and I'm sure everyone else is. So B Cooney now reeling in Mulson, getting pretty close now. Looking for an opportunity down the inside of some corner somewhere. Not the easiest track to overtake around there. A lot of the corners are got more or less one line into them really. So no massively long braking zones anywhere. So hard to get down the inside of anyone on the brakes or anything like that. But we see B Cooney side by side with Mulson briefly, dropping back again, so closer than ever though. Let's see what B Cooney can do. Drop back a little bit again now. Coming out of him again. Does he manage? No. Just can't quite get it done and get quite close enough, B Cooney, by the look of it. So he's giving it a good go, but putting Mulson under some pressure, but Mulson's just taking it and can't, like I say, can't quite get quite close enough Pikuni to get the job done, but still keeping it clean, so still good racing going on, but just shame these position changes aren't going on. So let's have a look at Reislinger again coming through. I think he actually catches me up at some point sometime soon. Yep, there I am. He's been caught by him. So again, blue flag's being waved for me. I know that he's coming. I just need to pick the right time to let him pass, that don't lose me loads of time. I'm still in my own race at the end of the day, so I'm not just going to pull over and lose 10 seconds to let the leader past. I'm going to lose about half a second if I can. So I still feel like I've got pace on him enough to be not holding him up. So I don't pull over yet. Can't remember when I actually did it, probably a really inconvenient time. So this is actually probably the best bit of racing I had all night after the start. It felt like a bit of pressure from behind, otherwise I was pretty much on my own through this race. So just pull over there and give him the inside line. Not to compromise his pace, and I just lost a little bit of time as I ran it wide into the entry and got the braking done behind him to pull him behind. And now I know I'm conscious that I've got Phil behind me as well, because he wasn't far behind Reislinger, but we see Reislinger going wide there, so I actually get back past and he has a bit of a moment, so I was very surprised at that point, as I am now watching it back. I forgot about that, but yeah, so I end up getting back past, so it's dropped back to Phil as well because of that, so they're a lot closer now. Different liveries I've only just noticed. Phil's a lot more orange and Reislinger's a lot more blue. Can't believe I hadn't picked up on that sooner, but hey ho, I'm no pro. So just going to mention, because I noticed this when I watched it through, Tim comes into the pits here and basically doesn't leave. Oh no, he does. Oh, I must have missed that earlier then when I watched it back. So he did leave and then he had a massive spin. Sorry again, Tim, I end up picking up on certain people's mistakes all the time. Don't mean to. Smurfy now in the pits. Skip a bit of his pit stop as well. Comes back out into 13th. Mr. Dino in 12th now. Phoenix up into 11th. I'm in 10th. Mulson in 9th. B. Cooney in 8th. Basinger in 7th. Skid Guru in 6th. Specky Jock in 5th. Specky Jock in 5th. Paul K now in 4th. Danny in 3rd. Phil in 2nd. And Reislinger, as I've said about a million times through this race, because we've got no else to say, in 1st. So let's have a look at Basinger on the last lap. That is, I'm jumping the gun a little bit there. We'll just skip through. There's not a lot going on. See what the gaps are like between people. See what's worth watching. So we've got Reislinger catching me up again. There's a back marker I am, and he's in 1st place. So let's see how we'll let him pass this time. Probably again did it in a really inconvenient spot for him, but it was convenient for me, so I'll probably do it down here somewhere as he's catching me. Yeah, just pull over and lift off there to let him past and pull him behind, and then again, as I've said already, conscious that Phil's right behind me after that. So I'm in between the leaders here now, so it's quite a good little moment for me, a little moment of fame for me as I chase the leaders. Danny having a good race again, I'll just keep mentioning in 3rd. stepping in as a teammate actually to someone different from last week. Worth a mention if I haven't said that already, I can't remember. But Phoenix's teammate this week. Phoenix making a different livery for him in the Mazda. Just a different colour that is. Paul Kane 4th, still having a good race. Specky Jock in 5th, having a good race. Skid Guru having a really good race. Passenger having a really good race. B Cooney now in his 8th, so he's been battling away the whole race as B Cooney around that position. But doing well to keep his, well, not doing well at all. He's done really well to have a good race, and he's still in 8th. Mulson, I don't mean you're not doing well either. God, I feel like I said that wrong. Forgive me, B Cooney. Mulson in 9th. Looks like bulk of the action again, although it's going past back markers. Is Phil now coming past me. Phoenix in 11th. Yeah, I don't know what to say really, so I keep skipping through the order and just reading it out, but not a lot's changing. So we'll just watch me for a minute as Phil comes past me. So again, he's getting to that point where he's getting close enough for me to let him past. So what do I do this time? Just stick out wide and let Phil take the line into the corner as he normally would do. Didn't lose too much time again, so I think I'm quite good at that kind of stuff, if I do say so myself. Give myself a little bit of credit, letting people pass with minimal time loss for them and me. It's annoying sometimes, some people do seem to let you pass in some odd places at times. So you can hear that jerkiness that we talked about all race, that lag, as it picks up on the sound even there as we watch Phoenix. Ginger Tim now in the pits, and I think he just sits in the pits from now on. He doesn't actually carry on the race, if I remember rightly. So yeah, I'm not sure what Ginger Tim was really doing, but bit of a shame that he's had to come in. He's got loads of damage and he just ends up retiring from the race. So unlucky Ginger Tim, but we've all had bad races for this championship, I believe, so it's just one of those things. And if you haven't had a bad race yet, then maybe expect one, because it seems to have happened to most of us so far. So it looks like Phil's got past me now as well. Oh, he already did, didn't he? What am I on about? I've lost, I'm not paying that much attention to this because there ain't that much going on, so it's hard to keep focusing away. Mulson having a bit of a moment with B Cooney there. Touched him going into the hairpin on the brakes. So B Cooney still in 8th place and Mulson in 9th, but a bit of a cheeky moment there. Never mind, didn't make that much difference. Oh no, tell a lie, looking at Mulson's damage, he has got front end damage from that. And B Cooney's got rear end damage and front end damage, maybe through another incident earlier, but certainly both suffering from damage now. So not the best move from Mulson, but been fighting hard all race. It's good to see him still going at it, but unfortunate to have a bit of contact. Oh, a little touch there as well, going through 130R side by side, but that's to be expected through there. B Cooney losing out though, ending up in no man's land, and Mulson taking the place. So I do need to skip a little bit more time, so I'm just going to skip through this little bit. Okay, in a minute or two. I know it's getting towards the end of the race, but nothing really happened when I watched it earlier, so it's a perfect time to skip. I know it's not perfect for the video, but there you go. I've chosen Mulson to do it on this week. It's going to do a skip more to make sure I can get it in the hour. So quickly start skipping from the top and go through the order as we come towards the end. So Reislinger still in first, Phil in second, Danny in third, Paul in fourth, Paul K, fifth is Specky Jock, sixth Skid Guru, Basinger is seventh. Everyone, as you can see, has got a pretty big gap to him. Eighth is Mulson, B Cooney is ninth, Ada G is 10th, 11th is Phoenix, Mr. Dino in 12th, Simfx Murphy in 13th, and Ginger Tim still sat in the pits, pretty much retired. We can take that as in 14th. So we'll stick with Mulson, as I believe he's the first of the people that come over the line and take the first lap finish, if that makes sense. You'll see what I mean in a minute, if not. The blue flag's been worth for Smurfy, but he's far enough in front not to worry. Mulson's timed his fuel quite well, nearly run out, but not quite. So actually comes that lap, the final lap right at the end there. So Mulson's actually finished now. So the positions are just read out towards the back of the same, and we'll stick with Basinger and skip through the this little bit. So Basinger struggling his way through that bit with his bad tyres, no fuel. Got Skid Guru getting pretty close to Specky Jock, as Specky Jock has quite worn tyres and probably struggling a little bit. We've got Reislinger already come in, so I'll just come in with the guys now. I don't really know what to do. So Reislinger's first, Phil second, looking at Danny coming through 130R in third, and we'll just watch the guys come in, I suppose. So a good race just before it ends from everyone. Not the most exciting, but yeah, good race from everyone. Danny comes in third, Paul K coming in fourth. No one behind him, so he can take his time. Tyres are really worn again. Did manage to one-stop race with Paul just about with his fuel. Specky Jock now coming into the last chicane in fifth. Going to do this a bit oddly, but Skid Guru right behind him in 6th. I'm going to use Basinger's time now to go through. So Basinger in 7th, Mulson in 8th, B Cooney in 9th, Eddie G in 10th, Phoenix in 11th, Mr. Dino in 12th, Simfx Murphy in 13th, and Ginger Tim in 14th, just to get the full finishing order in there before the end. So yeah, decent race, but not the most exciting for everyone. Has Basinger come in? Yeah, so that's the end. So thank you for watching. I've been ADG123. Cheers for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, do. That way you'll keep getting these races and the replays and whatever else. If you're interested, check out Simfx or the Mature Racing Club. There's a few of these clubs that race and do league racing. So yeah, again, I've been ADG. Cheers for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it, and take care. Have a good evening.